Welcome back, fellow artists and students of art. Thanks for tuning into the video. Here, once again, you see Mr. Adolphson's self-portrait from many years ago. As I told you, this is from within a sketchbook back when I was in college. But every now and then it's one of my favorites to look back at. And we see within this portrait a lot of different elements of art, and the one we're focusing on today is texture. Texture is how something feels, or how an artist makes something looks like it feels. This is a pencil drawing, so we don't drag our hand across a drawing or a painting. It'd be inappropriate, and it's just something that it's meant for us to look at. But we can see textures, visual textures within this drawing. I drew lines within the hair and values within the hair to make it appear like the texture. And if you were to looking at it, it obviously looks like hair and how hair would feel. I went with longer lines up here and shorter lines over in this area to show the length of the hair. A lot of other textures within this self-portrait are the smoothness of the skin through the soft shading through here. I also tried my best to capture the fact that I hadn't shaven in this morning self-portrait yet. So through the use of the pencil, I tried to make it look like there was a little bit of beard or stubble still on my face and chin. And I might have done a pretty good job with that. So the texture here on my skin seems kind of rough and bumpy, whereas here it's much more smooth. You can see some of the lines or seams within my lips, the smoothness of the fleece sweater that I'm wearing, and again back to the hairiness of the hair. So texture is how something feels or looks like it feels. If we're just dealing with a three-dimensional object, something we can actually hold in our hand, then we could look at this pineapple. This pineapple has a visual texture. You can look at this in this video and you can say, wow, that looks like it might be sharp, or it might be bumpy or rough. Okay, but obviously we can also hold this because it's three-dimensional. It has form. So this is meant to be felt, and you can even kind of hear some of this, the texture of this fruit. So the sense of touch for texture, two T words. Maybe that's a way you can help remember it. If we're going to grab another three-dimensional object, we have a jar of jam. It's a glass jar, metal lid. Both are shiny and reflect light. And as we turn it, we can see the light reflected off of it. So it has this texture that looks in the picture smooth, but we can also, of course, touch it in life. So again, there is both texture that we can actually feel, okay, and touch. And then there's texture that's meant to be seen visually within a piece of artwork. Okay, so if you look at these two flying mallards that I probably also drew 10 plus years ago, they also have the texture of the feathers within the wing. Parts of the feathers are closer together and small, so they look smooth. Others are longer. Okay, so as we recap, let's not forget that texture begins with the letter T, but it also focuses on the sense of touch, texture and touch, how something looks like it would feel, or how something actually feels.